Hi everybody, I want to talk about narcissistic supply, but in less generic terms. There's a good analogy and a good example. Everybody in the majority of the world will understand. Keeping dogs as pets. I know that there are some people in some countries where that practice makes no sense. There's some countries where goats are kept as the pets instead of dogs. But at least the keeping of pets in general can be understood. So keeping a dog as a pet, dogs are popular pets. Why? Because they're very loving. It doesn't matter what's going on, the dog is going to always love you and always be affectionate and always just be so excited to see you. They make wonderful roommates. You can have great relationships with dogs. I had a dog years ago. He passed away, and I haven't had another dog since. I'm not going through that again. But think about your relationship with your dog for a minute. Having a dog is the perfect example of your dog is your supply. I'm taking a moment of silence to let that sink in. Your dog is your supply. Now I hope that the pieces of the puzzle start coming together in your head when I say that. What does your dog supply for you? Unquestionable affection, unwavering attention, dependable emotions. They are obligation free in terms of their relationship with you. So you have a dog because your dog serves a specific purpose, emotionally or legitimately. If it's a guard dog for security or for protection, they're a family member. Maybe you've got children, and you raise up the puppy with the kids and all that goodness. But now think of it in reverse now. What kind of life does this dog have? The life of a dog's really not all that great. A dog gives far more than it receives. It receives shelter and security, and a fence and a yard, and a stable supply of food and health care, and affection and companionship. But a day in the life of a dog's not all that great outside of those things. So a dog will receive all of those things, but it spends all day either cooped up inside or cooped up in a yard, typically by themselves or with no other company except the other dogs. Your affection is on demand, meaning that the high points of this dog's day is in the morning when you wake up and take him outside to go to the bathroom, and you give him food and water, or in the afternoon when you come home from work and you take them out to go use the restroom, maybe give them food and water. Or if you have an outside dog, just that moment that you go outside to work on stuff. And what happens, the dog comes up and is all happy and excited to see you, and you give him a scratch on the head. You say, "Hey buddy, how you doing? Hey girl, hey." And you use this voice, and it's a burst of affection that lasts about 60 or 90 seconds. And then dogs have very short attention spans, so they're like, cool, my human's home, oh hey, squirrel, then they go running off. And that's the kind of relationship that we love to have with dogs. They always love you, they're always happy to see you. Anytime you need more affection, they're there to give it. If you don't need more affection, they're not hounding you or pestering you. And usually if they do start hounding you and pestering you, and you tell them, get on, they'll listen. And that's how you got to talk to them. You say, get. That's how we do it in Texas, I guess. Now, imagine this. what is good for the dog may not actually really be all that great for you. Think about it. If the dog decides that he wants or needs his independence, needs freedom, and gets out of the yard, for the dog, that's the big adventure. You see these dogs all the time. They get out of the yard, they're running down the sidewalk or the street or whatever. They got this big stupid grin on their face, like, oh my God, everything! Look at all the things. They're having this great adventure in their life, and there you are, several blocks behind with the leash. Get back here! Come here! Chasing your dog, trying to get your dog back in the yard, get your dog back under control, back where you want it, back where things are good for you and stable, right? And this is how manipulators treat their supplies. This is how they treat people. Manipulators, narcissists, abusers. That's the standpoint. You're a little tougher to keep around than a dog, clearly. But just imagine, if dogs could talk and you were having to have the conversation with your dog as to why they should stay. If one day you woke up and your dog is now Brian from Family Guy, and you're now having to explain to Brian why his life should make sense. And it's funny now that I think about it, just right now, there are plenty of episodes in Family Guy where the conversations with Brian kind of sort of lead there. Brian's like, why am I here? Why do I subject myself to these people? But I couldn't tell you what episodes those are, nor give you any specific references. But now, if you're a human selling, trying to sell the arrangement to another human, basically being a human pet, what do? When you manipulate, you draw on things like, this is your home, this is the roof over your head, this is your security, this is where your family is, everybody here loves you, and these are the things that you should prioritize, right? And then there's you, where you're thinking, well, maybe this arrangement isn't what's best for me because I'm kept in captivity all day. Nobody's really, what's my role in all of this? I'm the one that's alone and isolated all day. You're the one that gets to go out on your big adventures every day. And I'm, stuck here in the yard. And from your perspective, you're like, no, I go out. It's not like I'm going out and hitting up clubs and living this La Vida Loca kind of lifestyle. No, what do? I wake up, I go to work my ass off, or this boss breathing down my neck trying to meet project deadlines. It's not all that great. I'd rather sit at home and chill. See what I mean? So, and then, what happens? Well, if you're somebody's supply and you start to get away from them, you're like that dog, going on the big adventure, and they go chasing after you, hoovering you, trying to get you back into the yard. They got the leash ready. They got the sales pitches ready. All the tactics that come with hoovering. But the result, the desired result, is always the same. They want to resecure you into the yard and make you their bitch, because that's what a dog is. So that's how that works. That's how you're a supply. That's how they see you. And the thing is, just like with dogs, not everybody that treats you in this manner is a narcissist. Because think about how you treat a dog. You can very well love a dog very, very much, and the dog is there for your affection. Clearly the dog is loved. It's not unloved. Hell, sometimes the dogs that get exploited the most are the ones who are also loved the most. These are the little Chihuahuas and the little cute dogs that, you know, get put into their sweaters, right? Carried around in purses. Don't even get. I'm so glad the Chihuahua in a purse trend is over. Mostly. Yeah. So, yeah. And think about that for a second. You literally think about whether or not you're somebody's bitch. Because if you are, that means you're supply. And think about whether or not that's a place you want to be. Sometimes it works out well, but other times, you know, if they're treating you just like the dog out in the yard, where once you're there, then they turn the cold shoulder to you. They tend to not care. They kind of just ignore you. You're back to that kind of existence where you're just the dog in the yard, and you're there to give affection and attention on demand. Not all the time, and you won't receive it all the time. They just have you there as their pet, and all the affection is on their terms. So, jump the fence, find a new yard. If you're unhappy. Anyways, that's all the time I got. As you can see, I'm here at the office now, so I have to do my big boy responsibilities and bring home the bacon. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, or share, especially if this analogy holds any value or meaning to you. I always love to hear from you guys. I haven't heard anything in a while because I haven't been doing videos for a while. It's been a busy month of July. I've had my son from my narcissistic ex. He's been with me this whole month. And that's a whole separate video on its own. That's probably an entire video series. So again, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and I'll see you on the next video.